Aside from the main train tracks that go from town to town in Dungeness, there is also an older train track dating back a couple of decades. This train track is almost decrepit and outdated, but it seems that at one point it was such of use. And I think this shows kind of our British idea of just throwing things away when it's not of use anymore to us. Being on the beach, I experienced peace among my fellow companions. People who we didn't even know, strangers, just seemed to leave us alone as we left them alone, and it just seemed that it felt right because that was what we were to do. And that's unlike most beaches we see in England. This place was very different from our usual experience. One of the stranger things I experienced in Dungeness was the strange patterns and creations made by nature and man, and coming together created almost a sense of mystery between the two. You could look all the way around 180 degrees both ways and see absolutely nothing. And that was very interesting because you can rarely do that outside here unless you live in the countryside. We saw strange buildings that created atmospheres of their own. It was unreal. It was nothing like I've ever seen in England, and my experience of this was of great interest because I don't see things like this often, and I did enjoy looking at these odd buildings and getting these different atmospheres that I got of them. I saw roads going through Dungeness, which was an interesting sight because these roads were of modern design, and the majority of the things we saw in Dungeness were quite outdated. And to see cars and vehicles and automobiles going down these roads almost seemed like some sort of identity crisis from like in time. Once again, you could look all around you. You can look at the design of the ground. You can look at the horizon above you. It was all just the same, and it created this illusion that we're in one place and we can't move around because the further we go, the more we're lost, and the more we travel, there's nothing we can really do. It's just how it was there. We were there to be there, and that's it. That's it, really. British nation. I tell you what I'd do actually.